Yeshua is saying to the Pharisees who try to say, now, how do you, which commandment is the greatest of all? So now, these 10 commandments, we see, can be summed up in what? 5 principles. And then Christ, and this is the Judaic commandment. Now Christ even take it a step harder, because he is the what? He is the what? He is the Moreh of the Torah. The Morah of the Torah. He's the Morah. He is the teacher of the teaching. And he summoned it up. He now sum up this entire what? 5 books of Moses. This 39 books of the 27 books of the, as I call it, the Old Testament of the Tanakh. He summed it up, and here what he said. Ahava, Hashem, Yahweh, your Elokeinu, your King, with all your lev, with all your dat, and with all your neshama, with your heart, your mind, and your what? Your soul. Love him with that. Meaning, you're giving unto him what belongs to him. He's not taking anything. You see, what you're giving unto Hashem is what is whose? Whose one it is? Whose one it is? No. Yours. Ahava is to give what doesn't belong to you. Yahweh gave what didn't belong to him. What didn't belong to him? Matter, space, time, and energy. None of that belonged to him. That didn't come from him. God didn't create this world ex nihilo. He created it ex nihilo. Out of his deva. Abarakadabra. I will create as I speak. He created with his words, and because we are linguistic in nature, only that which is of a highest caliber of creation could what? Identify with language and speech, and that is who we are. Different species of creation, and this is why we have been given a mandate to know our provider, to know our identity, and to know the institution and where we are getting our information from, so now we can teach others to know their God. So just before I finish, this is how we sum it up. This is how we sum up the whole law and the prophet. See, 2 commandments. And as you love him, you love your neighbor, as it says, you know. How you can only give what belongs to another. You can only give to your wife what belongs to her. Paul said our bodies are not our own. My body is not my own. My body is my wife. Her body is not hers. That's my body. She can say what she wants. Scripture overrides what I think, what I feel. That is mine. This is hers. This is hers. When she wants, she just tells me she needs it. And I must comply. Not even if I'm fasting. Not even if I'm fasting. The Bible says, listen, least she go and she what? Fall into temptation, break that fast, because who not so important? Who not so important?
Yourself.
Yahweh, not myself. Yahweh! What is more important now? This. This is only for a time. This is only for a time. It goes right back to what? The Garden of Eden. What was more important? What was more important? Eve. He chose himself over who? His creator. That's for another time. That's a deep set of teaching. And that is what we have. So the 5 principles that we all want to leave here tonight with. Principle number 1. The only person exists. The other person exists outside of you. And that's the beginning point of all relationship. Second principle, which is in relation to the 2nd and 7th commandment. Marriage is exclusive to the person you are joined with from the very beginning. From the very beginning. Meaning, from the time you were conceived in a mother's womb, I was conceived, I have been married to my bride, because we all have been designed with the very anatomy to fit our bride or our husband. So we ought to be taught how to keep ourselves, our husband or our wives. We ought to do that from the very beginning, from the time of conception, and it's a parent's responsibility. Third, which is the third and the eighth commandment, respect the property of the other person. A thing is identified with itself. Boundaries. You must set boundaries, because that which is identified with itself, you cannot rename it. You cannot kidnap that which is not yours, that which doesn't belong to you. Kidnapping children, kidnapping people, sex trade, all these things. If we teach these principles to each other, we will see how vital and how we ought to intervene when we see these things occurring in our community and in our neighborhood and wherever. The fourth principle, the fourth commandment and the ninth commandment. Keep looking for truth. You need to see the what? Whole picture. Keep looking.